is up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own new review of The Never Mets. Okay, so we start this off with Jared and Charlie. They're in the bed, and Jared decides to steal Keke's cola off her bed, and he goes downstairs to talk to the fellas, and he's like, we're all in the doghouse based off our reactions because of the game he played the night before, where everyone had to choose if they was to stay with their partners or they leave separately. But Cinco said, y'all in the doghouse, I'm straight. And Chris wants to now say he was being petty too by saying, hell nah. But if you ask him today, he'll say maybe. Chris, you're a liar. You weren't just being petty for the moment. You're saying no because you don't see this as a real relationship with you and Alexis. I don't think you're really here for love. I think you were here because you wanted to check and you wanted some more recognition from the time you was on Ready to Love. So Brandon is talking about being conflicted because of what happened last night. Because Keke wanted to talk, but he wasn't in the mood to talk. So he wants to give her the opportunity to have another conversation, but he's like, I don't really feel bad about not wanting to talk before. Is it wrong that I don't feel bad? No, Brandon, it doesn't feel wrong that you were in your feelings to not talk to Keke that night because she did leave you by yourself to cook and clean for 14 people, and she has not held herself accountable to apologize to you for that. So your feelings are valid. We got Brandon, Jay, Tati, and Clay. They're in the kitchen, I guess, discussing what will be on the food. No, I guess they'll be discussing what are they going to eat tonight. And then it landed to a conversation about, is Clay going to eat vegan tonight? Because Clay has been pretending as if he wants to go vegan to impress Tati. But Tati never asked him to go vegan. She would never push him to go vegan. So throughout the process, Clay has been eating other kinds of food. He was eating beef taquitos, and I guess Jay made him a toasted sandwich, and that looked like a good sandwich with everything on it. He looked like he was really enjoying it. So Tati finds that to be a problem. That's a red flag. So you want to lie and present that you want to go vegan, but yet I'm seeing you eat other kind of food, and I'm telling you, you can go eat this kind of food. I ain't got no problems with it. Eat what you like. Eat what you're used to eating. So for doing all of this charade to portray a facade about going vegan, yeah, she got her eyes on you. Yeah, she's losing trust in you, as she should, because this is stupid to lie about. This is stupid to play a joke about. Jared and Charlie have a conversation, and Jared can go to hell because now he's feeling guilty for lying to Charlie the night before, because Charlie asked him, what did he say? He said, hell yeah, knowing that he wrote fuck no. And Charlie didn't believe him at that time because she's really not feeling good right now. Not about their relationship, but there's just something bothering her. But of course, Jared tries to switch it to being about them because he's not excited about financially taking care of multiple children in the household. But his main purpose in this process is to crack Charlie. That's all he wants to do. So he smooth talks his way into convincing Charlie that tonight is the night they should consummate their relationship. But he doesn't want to be the one to make the move. He wants her to make the move so he can make his move. And like Charlie did, she says we should reserve the boom boom room for tonight. Like, there was no hesitation on her part at all because she wants to bang Jared as well. But the way he was so slimy in wanting to push her into having sex without pushing her into having sex, I just didn't like that at all. So now we have Brandon and Keke. They're trying to have a conversation, but to me, Keke wasn't receptive to this conversation. She pretty much wanted to blame everything on Brandon, on how he has the issue and he has the problem. But explaining why he didn't want to talk to her is because I had just got done with cooking and cleaning for 14 people. I was not in the mood. And to find out that you were drinking at the time I was doing it all by myself, yeah, I wasn't here for it. But she excuses it as that she's on vacation, meaning that she doesn't need to be held responsible for getting plastered drunk, falling off beanbag chairs. Keke, this is not a vacation. Yes, you're flued out here. Yes, you might get a check from this, but you're here to see if you can create a future with somebody from a relationship you've made online. That's why you're here. But to tell him that he shouldn't be checking her about her drinking, he shouldn't be monitoring her drinking, But you're avoiding holding yourself accountable that you left him hanging to cook and clean for 14 people. And then to say, you're checking me as if I've had more to drink than everybody else here. Like, the more and more she keeps on flipping that it's all on him when it's not on him, it's on her. And she didn't even apologize to him for leaving him alone to cook and clean after everybody. So he called her out for saying it's a lie that you have drunken more than everybody else here. And the conversation ended from there. It really didn't go anywhere because she's like, you need to mind your business and let me do what I do. I got this under control. And he's like, I bet I will leave you alone. Like, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. And it's like, Keke, you cannot say he's the reason why you guys are in this awkward space. It's because it's off of your actions. It's off of your behavior. You know, he's not just coming out of nowhere to try to monitor you and control you for your drinking. Do I think that Brandon's tone might be a bit harsh and he needs to have a different approach? Yes. But he's not wrong with how he's feeling. So when he walks away and got into the kitchen to vent his feelings, I think it was Tati, Jay, Cinco, and Clay in the kitchen. And he's like, I'm trying to make it work, but she just keeps on going off on me and I don't understand how I can move forward with this. So Alicia want to walk in and tell Brandon, oh, no. Don't say nothing else. We're not about to do this. Go talk to Keke because I don't want to keep on having to hear this. And I had to be like, Alicia, what are you doing? So in her confessional, she is annoyed of having to hear everybody else's problems, how she's walking into everybody else's space and hearing problems, hearing conversations. Alicia, if you were so annoyed by hearing Keke and Brandon talk about their problems, then why didn't you get up when you were sitting by the pool? You watched their entire conversation. And then you think you can come in and check Brandon that he should not vent his feelings to the rest of the people? Because you don't want to hear it, then girl, go elsewhere. Go find your own space and be by your lonesome. Checking for you. Nobody was thinking about you. So Brandon defended himself by saying, listen, I'm in my feelings and I think I can vent about my feelings. So with you trying to check me about how I need to fix my relationship and I should not be telling everybody about it, how about you go fix your relationship with my buddy Irv? Because you have yet to have done that. So that's when she walks up and say, okay, sorry, I'll mind my business. Like, where do you get off on having an attitude to tell somebody else how they need to fix their relationship when you don't want to fix yours? Miss me with that. So she changed her tune to say, I am just trying to encourage you to have a conversation with your girl. So that way she can understand how this is making you feel. Cool. So Irvin came into the kitchen and Brandon told him that Alicia just came at me and we had a bit of a back and forth and I didn't like the way she came at me. So Irvin was easily annoyed by what Alicia said, not even looking at it as, oh, did you say something that got Alicia to react? Or was it the other way around? Like, he's not even thinking about being on Alicia's side. He's already thinking that Alicia is the problem. So he was like, what did she say exactly? Brandon said, she just straight up told me how I need to make sure I'm having my conversation about my relationship with my girl and not vent to everybody else. And he's like, that's all it was? Yeah. And he wasn't the only one who witnessed it. Jay, Cinco, Tati, and Clay, they all just saw her came in so aggressively and was very bossy to check him about how he needs to not tell everybody about his relationship issues. Okay. Do I get what Alicia was trying to say? Yeah. Stop telling everybody your business and fix it with your girl. But this is a group of people who have made relationships online with people they've never met before. So this is a new experience. This is a new situation. So a lot of people will go to another person to vent their feelings to see if they missed something. So Irvin said, all right, I'll talk to her. I'll handle it. And he's already annoyed with Alicia and her bossy attitude. And he's tired of having these types of conversations. And he's seen a different side than the one that she presented online. So when Irvin and Alicia have a conversation, he says, why am I finding out you're being messy? I'm not being messy. Why am I finding out that you're in people's conversations and people's business? No, I wasn't. I wasn't in people's business. Why are you lying? You were in people's business. You came in telling Brandon what he should do in his relationship when it wasn't your place to do it. She did admit that when she came in to tell him that he should try to figure out a way to still talk to her, and I should not have came in that way. I apologize. So she took accountability and said it was my bad, my bad, my bad. But I just felt like in the midst of her accepting accountability, that Irvin just wanted so badly to still chastise her, to still reprimand her, and to say, listen, I'm doing the best I can. Okay, we're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be one. And as a man, it's you. Okay. And I want you to make sure that anytime you're in a situation, I got you. I can't fight every single battle of you causing problems with everybody. I can't do that. Alicia just was tuned out of this conversation because she didn't like that she's getting reprimanded by him. Like, don't talk to me like I'm a child. I don't like that. And then she just ignores him and starts praying and speaking in tongues. Very immature, very childish, and how she needs to make sure her body is calm because she doesn't want to be overwhelmed. And Irvin was like, listen, all I want you to do is just stop, okay? Just stop. And Irvin, I'm going to say this for you. You didn't have to reprimand her like that, because at the end of the day, she's going to be who she is. Alicia is going to not change, not be held accountable at the things that she does, because she does do the most. But for you to want to always look for a moment to chastise her, to correct her, that's an issue that I feel like you should not even be wanting to have, because there's no purpose of this relationship. I don't think she sees it for you. I don't think she is attracted to you. I don't think you're the man that she expects you to be. But I also think that you're mad about Alicia not showing up to be the girl you expected her to be. She's not as affectionate as you thought she would be. She avoids any type of physical intimacy with you. And I feel like you like to punish her for every little thing that she does, which is not fair. It's not cool. So both of y'all need to just go, in my opinion. So Brandon and Keke talked to Dr. Allen, the therapist from the first season, and Keke was passive aggressive to have Brandon open up the conversation because he has a problem with her drinking, not that she has a problem of her own. And he talks about the trauma he experienced in his life when it came down to seeing alcohol ruin families. His mom had a husband who came home drunk, and it ended in divorce. And he has shared that with Keke. Keke has been aware of the trauma he's endured when it comes to alcohol. And she disregarded his feelings to say that I'm not his stepdaddy. I am not what you thought I would be, like he was. You don't have to say that about me. But she's still avoiding that she has an issue, meaning that the traits that Brandon has experienced is what you're giving. So you do have an issue. And Keke, you've already admitted that you turned to alcohol when your mother passed. So she uses the excuse about how she's in a new environment. It's very stressful. She just wants to have fun. She's a social drinker. But is that your excuse though? When you're in a new space, you drink? That's not really safe. So Dr. Allen wants to know, what is the drink limit? Brandon is a 3-drink limit. Keke is a 3-drink limit plus 2 to 3 shots. So that adds up to about 7 drinks. And that is a course throughout the entire night. That's way too much alcohol to consume, because how could you be drinking that much where you're all over the place? You're not aware of your surroundings. So she pretty much calls it binge drinking when you're consuming high levels amount of alcohol throughout the course of a day. So wonder, how did that come about? How did you get into drinking like this? So she admits that she lost her mother last year and it's been kind of hard. So while still working through her grief, she uses alcohol as a way to numb her feelings. So she's self-medicating, which is a word used to absolve yourself from feeling anything. And Dr. Allen wanted her to come with another way of coping through those feelings. Lean on Brandon. Take on an activity, take on a hobby to get your mind off of that. Turning into alcohol is not a good sign. But calling out Brandon for his controlling behavior, yes. Your controlling behavior can come off as aggressive. It can turn a person off. But I'm recognizing that it is you caring and is you wanting to take control and fixing it. And I can see that. So when Dr. Allen asks Brandon to leave so she can have a private moment with Keke, he gives her a flower, which I thought was very, very sweet. And he thinks that it's hope that they both have hurt each other, and that when it comes to reacting to something that he's not used to seeing or something he doesn't like to see, he's going to find a different way of approaching it. So asking Keke, what has been going on? How have you been feeling? She's been feeling a bit lonely because of the issues between her and Brandon because they're not meshing. But Dr. Allen can sense that there's something else wrong. What else is wrong? She feels like Brandon doesn't think of her as important. He's not treating her as if she's important to him because it's reminding her about her ex making her feel that way. And she thought her ex was everything he was supposed to be for her. He was her first love. They were together for 8 years, but he was a habitual cheater. He had multiple pregnancy scares with other women, and going through all of that was scary. And when she finally let go of it, it kind of put her on pause to want to find love again. So Dr. Allen asked her, how long did it take for you to let this relationship go? Or how long has it been since you've let this relationship go? It was 4 months that she has ended this relationship. So Dr. Allen asked, how long have you been in a relationship with Brandon? 4 years. So the math isn't mathing. Yeah, you have just let go of this 8-year relationship with your ex-fiance. But in the last 4 years of that relationship, you created an emotional relationship with Brandon. And you have just let go of your old relationship. Yeah, you're not healed. You're not in the proper space to think you can be in another relationship again because you are not healed from the last one. And Dr. Allen wants her to tell Brandon, but she doesn't want to tell Brandon. She thinks because they're in an odd space with the drinking, I feel like this might push us over the edge a bit more. That's got to be up to Brandon's decisions, not yours. And you've been lying to him this entire time. I'm thinking that you're punishing your ex for what he did to you, but you're doing it to Brandon, who didn't even know that you were still in a relationship. Maybe this is the reason why you have held back on meeting with him, because you have not let go of that relationship. You were still actively in that relationship while you created this affair with Brandon. So Keke, this was bad, super, super bad. I'm like, wow, you got some secrets. All right, so moving on. It is a new change of scenery that the couples are going out of the house better than they did the first season, because I cannot remember if the rest of the couples went out. So they go to Top Golf. Looks really, really fun. And Keke and Brandon are happy that they got the therapist session and how communication is key to how they can move forward. So when everybody is enjoying golf, we see Brandon and Keke are drinking, and Brandon is communicating with Keke about, are you okay with drinking? Because I'm okay with drinking. Do you want another shot? Because I want another shot. Like, she was so happy to see him enjoying himself and drinking. Like, that's all she wanted. Like, she just wanted him to take into the atmosphere, take into the fun, and also drink. But you still got to be mindful that you might end up drinking too much. But it's the point of them doing it together. So while everyone is enjoying themselves, Irvin and Alicia are sitting down eating, and Alicia starts to dance. And Irvin made a face at her, didn't say a word, but she's like, what? What? I can't dance? He said, no, I can do what you want to do, but I'm just like, why are you being so weird? And Alicia got mad over the word weird. Like, I'm being my authentic self. Why are you calling me weird? I've never been called weird by anybody. I don't know. I did find it a bit weird when I watched it because I'm seeing Alicia being so animated, being so fun. I'm like, is it because you're out that you have a different side to you? Well, maybe that's the side that Irvin is not used to seeing, because you don't show no side to him that he can honestly start to like. So maybe that's why Irvin made a face. But Irvin, please don't nitpick on everything that she does and make an issue out of it and then get mad when she responds. Like, don't do that. So once that happened, almost everybody was revealing their issues with their significant others. Britt is not getting enough attention from Ty. Like, he's hyping everybody else but her. He's not having any small conversations to talk about how he's happy to be with her and he's happy about the relationship. No, he's just too busy showing off to the fellas. Then Tati confronts Clay about him lying about being a vegan. And of course, Clay acts like he wasn't lying. He acts like he wasn't doing it when you were. And she's embarrassed. Like, I don't want to be played by a fake ass nigga. I don't want that. Because don't present to me you're going to change your diet and then you're eating other foods on the low. Like, how does that make me feel? And he doesn't have to do it because I'm not making him do it. And he didn't even like the way that she was addressing him. She had her hands all out, but they was at a distance. So I can talk however I want to talk. Don't tell me how I should talk. You're the one that's a liar. And the fact that he is lying about something so small about becoming a vegan when he doesn't want to be a vegan, wait until she finds out that you have a daughter that you still haven't told her about, because you are still lying about that. Avoided that conversation the last episode. And here you are lying about something petty about being a vegan. Good night. So Charlie and Jared reserved the boom boom room. They're ready to get it in. They told production to get out. There was a whole lot of condoms on the nightstand. Don't know if they used them. I hope they did. And then when they saw the cameras on the wall, they were like, oh, hell no. I'm like, please, y'all know how this works. They got cameras everywhere. Y'all could have easily covered the camera with a sheet or something. So he just like, we'll just cuddle. No, I think they had sex. It was the next morning. Charlie said it was phenomenal. I bet it was. Clay and Tati are making breakfast together, and Clay had to think about what he was doing, how he was playing a joke that he wanted to present to Tati he's going vegan, but then he was eating other kind of foods behind her back. He thought it would have been a funny joke that everybody would get, but it wasn't funny. That isn't something to laugh at. This is a part of her lifestyle. Why make fun of her lifestyle if you weren't going to take it seriously? So he does apologize to her, and she does forgive him, but she doesn't want him to change. I want you to be 100% you. I want you to be honest. And if you feel some way about something, tell me. So they kiss and make up, but Clay is still struggling to tell Tati about he has a 2-month-old daughter. What is it about these people who leaves brand new babies to come on a television show? Like, Clay, so you mean to tell me that when your ex-fiance showed up at your doorstep, how far along was she? Was she already 8 months pregnant, or was she halfway there? And how was y'all's relationship ending? Did y'all have a complete closure, or did y'all have like a one-night stand that pretty much ends everything? We're not going to be this anymore. And then she comes knocking on your doorstep pregnant. I just want to know how that works. So Ty was barbecuing, because this is something that Ty loves to do. He loves to cook. Britt is just casually strolling along the pool, enjoying some downtime. She didn't want to get her hair wet because they got plans later. He's thinking that they're going to the boom boom room. No, we're not. I wanted to explore other things before going to that level. And I guess he didn't like that. But Britt is just reminiscing on the times that she was talking to Ty about how he was supposed to cater to her. He wanted to cook for her. He wanted to do everything he said he wanted to do for her. But since they've been on this process, he hasn't done any of that. He has not offered to cook. He has not asked if she wanted anything to eat. None of that. So seeing the way he wants to impress everybody, but not her, I would find that a problem too. So she asked him, can he go into the kitchen and get her something to drink? He wanted to excuse it by saying, I got a whole lot on my hand. I got to go to the kitchen. I got to do this. I got to do that. So your drink will probably come last once I get all this handled. What? So you want her to wait on you to get her something to drink? So your concern is feeding everybody, but not making sure your girl is set. Yeah, that's an issue for me. It is him showing off. It is him feeling himself. And then she wants to ask Alicia, like, am I tripping? Like, is it wrong for what I asked? Because I don't see how it would be so out of your way to make sure your girl got something to drink before you want to present the food to everybody. You could have been communicative and say, all right, babe, I got you. Just let me get this done. Like, you want to say she has to wait? Like, that wasn't cool. So now Ty is speaking out loud, wanting attention to the other guys by saying, you hear, old girl? You heard what she said about how I got to get her something to drink? Like, drop everything and make everybody else wait when they're starving just for you? First, it was the old girl part that pissed me off. And yeah, you're supposed to serve your partner. You're supposed to make sure your partner is taken care of before serving everybody else. So hearing him speak super loud across from her, she was like, you know, I can hear you, right? And he didn't mind that she could hear him because he wanted her to hear him, because he wanted to have this argument. He wanted to be loud and go back and forth. So she was like, you have not shown me any attention since we've been here. You have not treated me the way you said you would treat me. I'm like, okay, and what you want me to do? It's like, yeah, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. You haven't presented to me to be the gentleman that I think you want to present. You want to present to be a player. You want to present to be the fun guy that everybody enjoys around, and I don't have time for it. Yeah, at this point, everybody else's personality is starting to show, and everybody's kind of over the honeymoon phase. The only people I have not seen that have this type of back and forth is Jay and Cinco. They have been low key. They have kept their issues to themselves. They're present, but they're not present. And I feel like they might have a better chance of leaving this situation in a relationship than everybody else. So that was pretty much the end of that episode because Ty is pump faking. Ty wants to be the cool guy that everybody likes. He wants to be popular. He wants all the attention. But the one person he's not giving the attention to is Brittany, which I don't find fair. And then it's almost crazy that you're mad about her asking for a drink when you got mad at Alicia for asking for a particular dinner request and say, I'm not doing that for you. I'm making sure my girl is good, but I'm not doing that for you. Like, where did that energy go, Ty? But y'all, that was it. That was it. It was a good episode. Can't wait for next week. But y'all, I'm going to see y'all later. Please stay tuned for my next video. Bye.